Something so many of us experience and talk about, waking up from a night of sleep and still not feeling as rested as we hoped we would. Well, luckily there are some gadgets available now that can help you get a better night's sleep and understand your quality of sleep as well. This morning we're joined by techspert Dan Thompson, and we are both wearing the gadget that you're going to talk about this morning.
The Fitbit Flex.
The Fitbit Flex, and just so people can see what it looks like. Yours is easier to see because yours is red. It is like a bracelet.
Yes,
it really is.
It is exactly a bracelet, and the gadget itself is actually inside the bracelet, so you can pop it in and out for charging, things like that. But the idea is this is just a fitness tracker, like the ones that we've been familiar with over the past year or so. And the idea is it can track things like your steps, it can track, how much activity you have in a day, and it can also track your sleep, which we have found interesting, especially for, the sleep week that we've been doing this week on WVR. So what I found personally fascinating about it is I have always wondered, how well do I actually sleep?
Like, are you tossing and turning all night, or are you really just out?
It really zonked, yeah. I mean, I always just kind of assume that I sleep well because I generally wake up in basically the same position I lay down in. And my wife always comments that I sleep like a log, but I was just curious. And so with the Fitbit, it actually tracks your sleep. And let me pull up the app here real quick. By the way, every time I'm on live TV and I have my phone out, my friends take it upon themselves to text me while I'm on air.
Oh, so that's hilarious.
I apologize if that happens.
If a text pops up.
So if we can zoom in, so basically what we can see here is basically the deep blue sections are areas where we were deeply asleep, and then you'll see small little lines. Oh, great. You can see the small little lines there, and that shows when I was tossing and turning. So you can see from that one, you can see from that one that I was actually sleeping pretty well last night.
Yeah.
I woke up at 4:30 this morning, which viewers probably be interested. What time do you actually wake up to come on the show?
Alarm goes off at 2:45.
Wow. So I would be interested to see, I know you just started tracking yours. It'd be interesting to see, like, over the week or so, like how well you actually sleep. But yeah, so it was just really fascinating to me just to see that I do actually sleep well. Now, how can I use this? What's a practical application? Let's say, for example, that you're tired all the time, and you use your Fitbit and you say, hey, I'm actually sleeping really well. So that tells me, oh, there must be something else wrong. The important thing to note here is this is not a substitute for going to see your doctor if you're tired all the time. Basically, it just gives you more information to tell the doctor to say, hey, my Fitbit says I'm sleeping well. Maybe as a man, my testosterone's low or something like that, and that's why I'm tired all the time. Or maybe my diet's just terrible and it's stressing my system out. So, again, not a substitute for your doctor, but it is, nice insight and tells you, how well I'm sleeping. And as we were talking in the break, researchers have been able to connect your amount of sleep with weight loss. So if weight loss is a goal of yours, getting the proper amount of sleep is very important.
And in that vein, we will be having a sleep expert come on, a physician who is a sleep expert, later in this week to look at the results. Russell Biven is also, he's doing an at-home sleep test, a different type of thing than the Fitbit. But we're going to talk to him about, common questions about sleep. We're going to have him look and interpret the results of our sleep, performance, and see what he has to say, what kind of insight that can give him.
I think that'd be really cool. And by the way, so this is not the only one. There's many fitness trackers out there. Some of them are a little bit more intelligent, can do different things. One of them, the Jawbone, actually can watch how deep of a sleep you're in.
Is that also by the same company?
Jawbone is actually by the company Jawbone. Okay. And so it can track how deep you're sleeping. So if you want to take a power nap, it'll actually watch and say, okay, you have been actually asleep for 30 minutes, and then wake you up. If you're in a super deep sleep, it can wait an extra 15 minutes before it wakes you up, because we know that if you're jarred awake from a really deep sleep, you can feel groggy the rest of the day. And so it tries to catch you as you're coming out of your sleep, and then you wake up feel nice and refreshed.
It is interesting that the number one question people ask me when they find out what I do and what shift I work is, what time do you go to bed and what time do you get up?
That was my exact question to you when we were playing with these things offset. But yeah, it's interesting. So you go to bed generally around 8.
I try to with this schedule that I'm working right now while I'm filling in for Abby. But I think sleep is a universal concern. People talk, especially if you work a morning shift, we all talk about our sleep, how much we got, how much we didn't get, how we do it, do we nap, do we not nap. So we're going to be talking to the sleep expert about those questions as well on Friday.
That's very cool stuff.
Yeah. Dan, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Fitbit. You're watching Mornings with Fox 43. When we come back, some of today's top local stories. Please stay with us.